Good evening and welcome to the football stadium here in Washington, Oklahoma, here for the OSSAA presentation of the Oklahoma High School football. This is the third round of the Class 2A playoffs, a matchup between the Washington Warriors and your Jones Longhorns. My name is Matt Boggs. I'm joined in the booth here by my partner, Chris Branch. Chris, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Ready for another round of Oklahoma High School football.
Absolutely, and this is should be a great matchup between the 9-1 Warriors and the 9-2 Longhorns. The Oklahoman has their rankings out, and they are ranked number 3 and number 4 respectively.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a great game between two highly ranked opponents. Once you get to this point in the season, we've talked about multiple times, there are no bad teams left in the state. Everybody's good. Everybody's great. So any team left this week can compete for a state championship, just as the Longhorns, the Warriors, and the other teams remaining for these state quarterfinals.
These Washington Warriors that are out here, their only loss has been to Newcastle of Class 4A, and they just played a few weeks ago. They've been pretty dominant in a manner that the Jones Longhorns fans will be used to. They've got a strong offense and a stingy defense. They did have a running back that had 280 yards last week and 4 touchdowns, and so the running game should be strong, but also their defense. This should be a pretty stout test on defense on both sides of the ball.
Certainly, and Washington's coming out of a district that, they really didn't have much of a test this year, unlike the Jones Longhorns playing the Millwood Falcons, the Chandler Lions, some of the really tough, stingy teams. So this will be probably the first test that the Warriors have seen lately, as their road to the quarterfinals was a bye and then a pretty easy game last week.
A pretty dominant win over Purcell, which is the Highway 74 rivalry. Both these teams came off their last round against pretty much just regional rivals, with Purcell playing Washington and Jones playing Luther in the Hogback battle. And so after facing some of those familiar foes, getting a chance to take on Washington here tonight. So it should be exciting. The weather has been beautiful all day, but it's slowly been getting colder. It's about 45 degrees-ish right now. By the time this game's over, should be about 41. And so we'll see how the weather plays in a factor tonight.
Yeah, we're up here in this nice warm press box, but I can tell you it's pretty chilly outside, and that wind, you got a north wind coming in that's going to cut through the fans in the stands. They're trying to bundle up. The players probably will have enough, juice and heat tonight to stay warm, but the fans, it's going to be nice and chilly.
Absolutely. The Warriors won the toss and have deferred, and the Longhorns are received. We're about to get underway. We're brought to you by Go Wireless, Oklahoma's premier wireless internet. Check out their website, go-wireless.us. Go Wireless says Go Longhorns.
You got K. DuBois kicking off, and it'll go all the way back. Hit at the goal line, and Caden Carl will be hit at about the 5-yard line.
Not exactly the start the Longhorns are looking at. And so that ball, if you couldn't see that at home, I think Carl thought that was going to go into the end zone, and it bounced at the 1-inch line, it seems like, and bounced forward.
Yeah, I think the trajectory of the ball was heading, through the end zone. The wind kind of hit it, knocked it down, and then when it hit, it kicked back, kind of stunning Carl. He picked it up, was only able to get a yard or two.
Standing in his own end zone, as Carson May takes that, squirts up to Elisha Reed. He's able to get a little bit of breathing room.
Reed's running game will be a key tonight to whether the Jones Longhorns can move forward into this next round of the state playoffs.
Gain of 4 there in that first down run. 2nd down and 6 upcoming for the Longhorns. Got a 3-receiver set, 2 left, 1 right. Reed again. Coming up about a yard shy. First down.
We'll make it 3rd and roughly 1.
Near the 15-yard line. Third down, 2.
They're going to officially call that 3rd down and 2. May gets it. He's going to go forward. It's got plenty of room. That's going to be good for a bank first down.
Matt, I think other keys to the game tonight will also be the penalties. We've talked about it multiple times. We'll see last week the Luther game, which was also a rivalry game, was chock full of penalties from both teams. We'll see if the Longhorns can maintain their composure tonight, not make any unnecessary penalties, and then keep the laundry in the referees' pockets.
3 receiver set. Reed takes it, gets a few yards up the middle.
It's a 1.5, 2 yard gain by Reed.
Gain 2 out near the 21-yard line. 2nd down, 8. You run it down and go.
All right. 2nd down upcoming for the Longhorns. May's going to come back to pass. Got some room. He's got it. Emmett Murphy with the catch at the 49-yard line. And that's a bank first down.
It's a great catch by Murphy. Kind of right out to the 49-yard line. Solid pass by Reed and Carson May, and great start to his passing game tonight.
Absolutely. Good concentration by Murphy to find that ball and to come back and get it. And it shows that arm strength that Carson May has.
Yes, and that's why he is, a D1 type of talent that has received a lot of attention.
Reed got a little bit of room. He's going to be tackled up in the Warrior territory. Get him at about the 44-yard line. I apologize for those of you who may not have seen the first couple of plays. We had the transition over here. We are live at the Warrior Stadium here in Washington, Oklahoma. The opening kickoff was fielded at about the 1 and only got up to about the 5-yard line. That's where this drive started. The Longhorns have had a steady dose of running along with a long pass. Reed over to the right side is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, about the 46-yard line.
There'll be a 2nd and roughly 5 yards remaining. It'll be 3rd down. Sorry about that.
This is going to be the first 3rd and long the Longhorns have faced here in this early drive. Got about 8:50 left in the first quarter. Two receivers right, 1 receiver left. May looks right. It's got Caden Carl. Carl makes a move. He's going to get up to about the 44-yard line. It's going to leave him about 3 yards shy. So we've got a 4th down. So this is going to be the first major call.
You're in the Warrior territory. You're on the 44-yard line. I think that you need to likely go for it here. If you get it, you continue moving. If you're not, you have great defense. And that's exactly what they're going to do is they're going to go for it.
The Warrior faithful are making some noise here. Carson May has the ball. He's looking. He's got plenty of time. He's going to roll. He's finding that's going to be too strong for Caden Carl, and the Warriors are going to take over.
I think Carson had Carl early in the play, roughly for about a 4 to 5 yard gain right at the sticks. Kind of looked the opposite way to check a read, and then he came back and he was covered. So then he kind of had to scramble for a second. Couldn't find anyone open, and kind of threw a prayer up in the air to Caden Carl, but just couldn't bring it down.
So now we have the first look at the Washington Warriors. Back in the shotgun, 2 receivers right. Couple of yards. Chase Allison. Now he is the player that had over 200 yards last week, 4 touchdowns in the blowout win against the Purcell Dragons. So keep an eye out for him tonight. Stay down 7 upcoming for the Warriors. Got 3 receivers right in the shotgun. Man in motion.
It's a carry by Wilkes for a gain of 1 or 2. Now, the Warriors are much like the Longhorns in that they will try to establish a ground game early on. And they were very successful last week, as we just mentioned about Allison's run game last week. Try to establish a run game early and then look for Wilkes to pass it. He's got a couple pretty good receivers that when they're open, they bring the ball in. And I expect to see probably a pass on this play as well.
Man in motion, Wilkes gets the shotgun snap. Sensing the pressure, he's going to take that off the flat. That's going to be too tall for the
Jackson
receiver.
Sanchez.
Jackson Sanchez. And it looks like the Warriors will punt. So Coach Quinn's defense was able to hold there. I think he's going to be satisfied with that turn of events.
It's a great defensive stand by the Longhorns. You know, the offense went for it, kind of making bets that the Longhorn defense would hold true, and they did. We'll see what the Warriors can punt it away here. And
Elijah Reed takes a couple steps back. He's going to let this one go. That's going to go into the end zone. And
that was a punt by Cade Du Bois, and it was a great punt. I would say it's a 51-yard punt.
51 yards, absolutely.
And his kickoff hit on literally on the 1-yard line. So we can tell tonight that the Washington Warriors are going to have a kicker.
It's going to be a great field position compared to their first drive, but we'll see what the Longhorns can do right here. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
I'd expect to see the Longhorns continue with the ground game, trying to establish that run.
And on cue, there's Elijah Reed. Get up to about the 25.
I think the more that you'll see Elijah Reed establishing the run game, that it will open up some of those receiver lanes for some of our receivers out on the outside. You have Trey Durrell, you have Caden Carl, you have Emmett Murphy. All three are definite threats, but by continuing to run the ball, it will create those lanes.
Reed goes in motion. He's going to get the pass. Makes the move. He's got some room. He's going to step out of bounds. Let's see where they draw that. It's going to be just shy of the first down. Bringing up a third down, about 1.5.
And you saw right there the acceleration of Reed out in the flat. He catches the ball and was able just to punch the gas and get around a couple of Warrior defenders and sneak forward for a couple-yard gain.
This is one of those situations where you oftentimes see Carson May take it, and he's going to fall forward with that 6'5" frame, and that's going to be a bank first down for Carson May.
May's so good at knowing where the sticks are, as he gets just far enough, falls forward, gets that first down, moves the chains, and keeps the drive going.
Fresh set of downs upcoming for the Longhorns. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left.
5:44 remaining in the quarter.
Reed's going to go in motion. May senses the pressure, gets that off. Caden Carl attempts a one-handed catch. That's going to be a little bit out of his reach and complete. Second down upcoming.
Carl was open. The pass was just a little out of Carl's reach. But May had him. If he would have just brought it down another foot or two, would have caught him in stride, and it would have been a great gain.
Give the Warrior defense credit. That delayed blitz that came in, that May had to get away with that pretty quickly and kind of got him out of his rhythm. So a good defensive play.
Yeah, certainly so far tonight on the passes that are downfield more than 5 yards, May looks uncomfortable.
And Reed tripped up after a gain of
a couple-yard loss.
Yeah.
No gain
no
at
gain.
all. So that's going to set up 3rd and long. We'll see if May can get a little more comfort dropping back, looking for a little bit those downfield passes. But certainly tonight so far, he just seemed kind of pretty uncomfortable passing the ball more than 5 or 10 yards downfield.
Okay, we've got a trips left formation. One receiver on the right. Ty Tucker lined up in the slot. May gets a shotgun snap. It's going to find Tucker. And it looks like there is a flag on the play.
You got a flag on the play. The yardage is good for a first down. Where it's at, it looks to probably be a penalty on the offense as a chop block.
Chop block.
So that's a big penalty. It not only negates the first down, that moves us back. It's going to put you 3rd and 20 plus, and just be, a really difficult situation where the Longhorns will need to, look to at least get some yardage so they can punt it away on this next play.
It was good play design, but with those costly penalties that will. And man, look, they're taking the ball all the way back to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, with the line to gain being the 41, and you're on the 12, so you're looking at what, 3rd and 29. Look to get 10 to 15 here is what I would suggest, and then punt the ball away and let your defense ride. Or you go for the home run.
Dangerous pass to Emmett Murphy. Number 3, Kobe Scott, was there. Probably had a better attempt at that, and so we're going to see the punt unit come out. Jackson Sanchez is going to be returning this punt for the Warriors, as Trey Durrell is going to be standing a couple of yards deep in his own end zone.
Had the ball been intercepted, the ball would have been placed exactly where the return man is for the Warriors. But Durrell gets off a beauty of a punt.
And that's going to take a Longhorn bounce. Goes about the 34-yard line. An excellent punt by Trey Durrell.
Roughly almost a 45-yard punt.
That was an excellent spiral that Sanchez thought about and went away from it and took that extra bounce. And so what could have been a disastrous situation has the Warriors the ball at the 34-yard line.
4:28 remaining in the quarter. Score still 0-0. It's definitely the battle that we expected.
Two receivers left, one receiver right. Fakes the handoff. It's going to get brought down.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Second and 6 upcoming for the Warriors.
Second down, 6.
Scott and Sanchez lined up on the right side. Holland on the left. Shotgun snap. Allison in the pistol. Moves over to the right.
Tucker holding his ground.
Downfield, he's going to
run.
He's going to get the first down right at about midfield.
That's Will Irvine on the tackle. And that was exactly the play that the defense wanted. Wilkes attempted to roll out. Ty Tucker was able to kind of hold his position, keep him from rolling out any further. It's just that Wilkes was able to turn it back the opposite direction. There was just nobody there to stop it.
There's shotgun snap. He's going to hand off. Allison holds on to the ball. They're trying to strip that. It'll give him about a yard.
It was Tucker and Cox on the tackle. 2nd and 8. Warriors seem to be wanting to push the pace a little bit more.
About 2 minutes, 49 seconds left here in this opening quarter. Score still 0-0. Two receivers left, one receiver right. Sanchez comes in motion. On the right side, great tackle by Caden Carl.
Caden Carl's able to stop him. If he misses that tackle, there's nobody there. I mean, it's a touchdown and pay dirt for the Warriors if Carl does not make that tackle.
Instead, it brings up a 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors. Mark that as a pivotal play on this drive. It's got a bunch formation on the left side.
Wilkes trying to draw the Longhorns offsides. We'll see what they change the play to.
10 seconds left on the play clock.
We'll expect to see Wilkes roll out on this play, looking for a receiver on the far side. Well,
Allison's going to get the ball, and he's not going to make the 1st down.
He doesn't stop moving his feet. I'll say that it's the second that number 18, I believe that's Carter Cranford, hit Allison, he continues to drive his feet and kind of stood Cranford up, and then as Cranford was holding him, a couple other Longhorn defenders were able to come and stop him and generate a 4th down play.
Kobe Scott, the Warrior wide receiver, you could tell is visibly upset. He wanted to go for it, but the punt team will go out, and they're going to attempt to pin the Longhorns deep again.
Yeah, and this is the same position that the Longhorns were in earlier, where they went for it and their defense held, so you would kind of expect to see the Warriors do the same. But it looks like they're going to try to punt it away, which we know they have a great kicker.
High snap. Reed's going to call for the fair catch. Makes that.
Right about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, about the 10. Exactly 1 minute left here in the opening quarter with the Jones Longhorns and the Washington Warriors tied. We'd like to thank Bank First. The Jones Journal invites all our listeners to stop by your local Bank First to check out their incredibly low interest rates and all the benefits of the loyalty checking account. Bank First, loyal to the Longhorns, loyal to you. And also the Jones Kiwanis Club. The Jones Kiwanis Club invites you to the inaugural Christmas tree lighting tomorrow, Saturday, November 28th from 6 to 8 at Beatty Mulhausen Park. Help us welcome the Christmas season with caroling, hot chocolate, cookies, and more. Masks are encouraged. May gets a shotgun snap. Complete out to Durrell. Gonna get about 7 or 8 yards.
Well placed ball. Those outs like that are passes that May has to release the ball before Durrell even makes his cut. It's just perfect timing. Well placed ball.
Getting 7 on the play. The ball's near the 16-yard line.
Reed got some room. Makes another cut. The 45, 50, 45, 40, 35-yard line. That's a Bank first down. An incredible run by Elijah Reed. They're going to call him down at the 35-yard line.
Smart play by Reed. He had a couple defenders in front of him. Rather than trying to cut it back and take the hit, just kind of gallop out of bounds, move the chains, get into Warrior territory. And with 24 seconds left in the quarter, Longhorns are now comfortably in Warrior territory.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Reed's going to take a breather. Got Xavier Zachary coming in, lined up to the left side of Carson May. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Zachary goes in motion. May gets a shotgun snap. Got a little bit of room in the middle. Going to get drugged down about the 28-yard line.
Reed caught his breath, and he's back in now for Zachary.
8, 7, 6 seconds left.
That's going to take us to the second quarter.
So we were expecting a defensive battle. I don't know if I expected 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, but that's where we are. And this is the Jones Journal presentation of Jones High School football, brought to you by the OSSAA. Welcome back to the OSSAA presentation of Oklahoma High School football. This is the Jones Journal broadcast. Our wireless is brought to you by Go Wireless, able to give us the internet connection up here in the booth. That's pivotal here. And so we've got a second down and 3 upcoming for the Longhorns. Deepest they've made it into Warrior territory tonight. And after a defensive battle here in the first quarter.
Longhorns have the ball at the Warrior 28. Second down 3.
Reed tackled for roughly no gain on the play. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2 from the Warrior 27-yard line.
Third down 2.
Third down 2 upcoming for the Longhorns. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right.
May's going to keep it. As we talked about earlier, he kind of knows exactly where those chains are and is able to sneak forward and just dive forward for a half yard to a yard extra each time, successfully moving those chains, making it 1st down and 10 from the Warrior 28-yard line.
That is a bank first down. First and 10. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Reed lined up next to Carson May. Reed's going to make a couple cuts, still on his feet. Going to get down to about the 14-yard line.
Lane, Steele, and Sanchez on the stop.
That'll make it 2nd down and 1.
Good,
The Warrior
9-yard.
16-yard line.
Second down 1.
Clock continues to run. About 16 seconds left on the play clock. Carson May in the shotgun, 2 receivers left.
Great opportunity for May to look to the end zone on a pass. We have a
And it's
false
looks like
start.
we got
Gonna back it up. Number 78 for the Longhorns kind of took that extra step back a little bit too soon. Take a 2nd and 1 to a 2nd and 6.
False start. Here's the call. It'll go against the Longhorns.
Those are those penalties that'll absolutely kill you.
After the penalty, the line of scrimmage will be the 20-yard line. Second down 6.
It looks like there's a timeout, and we will take a quick timeout as well. Here on the Jones Journal presentation of Oklahoma High School football, brought to you by the OSSAA. Welcome back to the OSSAA presentation of Oklahoma High School football. This is the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football. What was once a 2nd and 1 is now a 2nd and 6 after the false start by the Longhorns. And see what we'll do from there. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Elijah Reed is lined up to the left of Carson May. May takes a shotgun
Receivers are
snap.
in man coverage, so it's definitely a
Caden Carl. It looks like they are going to get a holding call on there in the left side.
Is there a flag? I didn't see a flag. No, there's no holding.
No, I thought I saw the laundry come out. That's not the case. That's a bank first down.
Great block by is that Murphy, I believe?
Emmett Murphy there on the left side. Opposite side of the field from where we're sitting.
First and goal for the Longhorns. This will be the first trip inside the red zone of the night for either team.
Got a
See a
two-receiver
steady
set.
dose of Reed and
Reed with a
you only need one
patient
dose.
run. That's a bank first touchdown. Elijah Reed with the patience and makes through, follows, then hits the hole. And
Yes,
that's
certainly.
6 points on the board.
Yeah, I fully expected to see a steady dose of Reed and Carson May just kind of running it forward. They haven't been able to really stop him for more than a couple yards each time. But all you needed was one dose on that one. Great job of the Longhorns, and it's really important to get that first score on the board and move it forward. Now we'll see for the point after attempt with the swinging gate. Braden Martin snapping the ball.
Reed goes in motion. He's going to get that. He's got some space, and the 2-point conversion is good. Bringing the score, Longhorns 8, Warriors 0.
Great job by the Longhorns. Score 8-0 with 9:57 remaining in the first half. And we'll see the Longhorns kick the ball away and see if the defense can hold once again. Matt, you mentioned the Christmas tree lighting at Beatty Mulhausen. On the way in tonight, I was fortunate enough, as dark, to see some of the nice Christmas lights up all throughout southern Oklahoma City out through Moore. And then when you turn here at the Goldsby exit, there's a nice little Christmas display just off of the interstate. I know that all those haters out there before, they were like, oh, you can't start Christmas until after Thanksgiving. Well, it's after Thanksgiving, so the lights are on, and it's definitely getting to feel more like Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. So far, Carson May, 6 and 9 for 55 yards. Elijah Reed, 10 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown.
And I think that's one of the most important things is for Reed to get established, which he has, and just to watch the Longhorns as they continue to run the ball will open up those passing lanes to Murphy, to Carl, to Durrell, and even to Reed. So we'd like to see the running game continue.
Nate Veers with a high kick. It's going to be fielded.
About the 20-yard line.
And the second effort was excellent there to get pretty good field position all the way up to about the 38-yard line. That's where the Warriors will be in business here, trailing 8-0.
Yeah, it's some of the best field position they've had in the night other than that fourth down turnover. So we'll see what the Warriors can do.
Now let's see how the Jones defense will respond here after the great touchdown drive. Last time the Longhorns had the ball, and the Warriors are obviously going to want to try to answer here. And
sure, we'll continue to see Allison with the ball in his hands as they want to see him able to run the ball.
And Allison will get that. Cuts over to the right side. He's got a little room. Breaks a tackle. 45. Yeah, the 40.
Ball's loose. Ball is on the.
He does drop the ball, but they have called that dead at about the 35-yard line.
Right before he stepped out of bounds, looked like Carl was able to punch the ball loose. The ball rolled out of bounds on the line and allowed the Warriors to maintain possession.
You got a runner like Allison. It's important that the first man there has got to either slow him down or bring him down, because when he made it through that, just trying to get an ankle tackle, he got an extra 15 or 20 yards. Two receivers right. Wilkes in a shotgun. Looking right. Ty Tucker's putting on the pressure. And Wilkes continues to come through and get brought down.
Wilkes is pretty elusive because it appeared that the Longhorns had him at the line and it was just, couldn't quite corral him, and he avoided several tacklers. He was able to kick free from one and get 6 yards on the carry. I'm sure this will be another handoff to Allison, probably off to the right side.
Oh, and a tip comes through.
It was a great play by Caden Carl to read that play. A little quick slant route. And Carl was diving forward and was able to break that pass up, almost intercepting it. That'll make it 3rd and 4.
Two receivers right. About 19 seconds on the play clock. They're going to take a timeout. We will follow suit. And the Warriors take a timeout. This is the OSSAA presentation of Oklahoma High School football, brought to you by the Jones Journal. Welcome back. Big third down upcoming for the Warriors. Same two receiver formation. Two receivers on the right side. Allison lined up in the pistol.
Probably in 2-down territory right here. They hand it off to Allison. There's a great tackle by the Longhorns.
Chase Allison on carry.
Going to bring up fourth and very short.
Lead tackler for the Longhorns,
Number 70, Austin Conover on the tackle.
Conover. Gain of 2 yards. The 27-yard line. 4th down, 2.
4th and 2.
Would expect Allison or Wilkes to run this ball here.
There's the snap. Allison going over the right side. He's going to keep moving.
Allison's going to get the first down, and he kept his feet churning. Corbin Cox had hold of him right about the line to gain, maybe just shy, and was just unable to corral him. But, give Allison credit for continuing to churn his legs and move forward for that extra yard and get the first down.
That's an impressive run. Great effort.
And just off of stature alone, Allison doesn't appear to be a power back. He's a speed back. Once he gets kind of out loose, he's kind of looking to juke around out in the side of the field. So to be able to power his way through and get that extra yard was a great job.
Receiver comes in motion. Wilkes. He's got room. Wilkes is going to score. And that is going to spring score 8-6. And the Warriors come out for the point after attempt. Cade DuBois, the kicker for the Warriors, lined up for the extra point. There's a snap, the ball's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, with 7:58 left until halftime, the Jones Longhorns are ahead of the Washington Warriors 8-7.
Yeah, and I mean, as we've talked about, the Warriors are a running team. So far tonight, they've attempted 2 passes, and they've both been incompletions. They have kept the ball on the ground, and on that one, it was just effectively a quarterback's keeper up the middle, just off the left guard, and Wilkes was almost untouched all the way into the end zone. So, be interesting to see if the Longhorn defense kind of starts to tighten down, maybe play some little bit more man coverage on the wide receivers here in a little bit as they kind of try to stop that run game.
Yeah, the two tremendous runs. So last time DuBois kicked, the ball bounced about the 1-yard line, setting up a terrible field position for the Longhorns. Let's see how this one's going to carry in the wind and what Carl's going to do.
Set the kick for the Warriors. Number 31, Peyton DuBois. Peyton 12, number 2, set to receive.
Another strong kick. Carl going to get up to about the 18-yard line. DuBois
he's mastered the kick.
And it falls right at the 1
and it
puts
back.
a spin on
Yes.
it. That's a tremendous kick.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 on that kick, just kicking it all the way down to the 1-2 yard line, getting the backspin, having it kick back. Our return guys for the Longhorns aren't used to having a kicker that can place it like that, and so it kind of catches them in a conundrum, and then they are unable to really do much with the ball. I felt like Carl had a lane, but was so focused on just trying to get hold of the ball that he was unable to hit it and move forward. So we get the ball around the 18, 19-yard line.
Carson May going to get up to about the 21. But especially after that first kickoff, you'll take the 18-yard line.
Certainly. And we'll see if the Longhorns can continue with their offense and moving the ball down the field.
Two receivers left, one receiver right. Carson May looking downfield. He's got Emmett Murphy. He connects. Murphy's got one man to beat. He's going to get brought down. That is a bank first down at about the 33, 34-yard line. Carson May to Emmett Murphy. Beautiful pass by May.
Great call. The Warrior defense is starting to key on the run, having to move a couple more guys up into the box. And as they continue to do that, their wide receivers are going to have some man-on-man coverage, and it's just going to be up to them to beat their man. And that's exactly what Murphy did. He was able to outrun his corner coverage, and Carson May placed the ball, right where it needed to be for Murphy to catch it.
Two receivers right, one receiver left. May gets a shotgun snap, hands it off to Reed. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Fall forward about the 30-yard line.
Pick up a 3 yards down to the 30-yard line. Second down and 7.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Longhorns. 6:22 left here in the first half. Longhorns ahead 8-7. Reed's going to go in motion on the right-hand side.
And they left Murphy over here on man-on-man coverage on the opposite side.
Ball's
on the ground.
May loses the ball, and the Warriors pick it up.
There is a flag on the play, but it's going to be sideline warning. It looks like the Warrior players were out on the field jumping around, kind of bumped into the referee, so they're going to get a sideline warning certainly on this. But the ball will go over on a turnover to the Warriors.
Line of scrimmage will be near the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 Warriors.
And that is the call, sideline warning on Washington. So the Warriors will have the ball at about the 46-yard line. They're on 46-yard line.
Expect to see Allison and Wilkes continue with their play, and it's a solid stop by the
Allison's
Longhorn
gonna
defense
lose
and
a
Caden
couple.
Carl.
Now to the line of scrimmage, number 2, Peyton Carl.
Yeah, on that previous play, as the running back motioned out to the far side, or to our side, it left Emmett Murphy in single, man-on-man coverage up on the far side. When Carson took the snap, he was looking the opposite side, and just kind of, as they rolled over, he just didn't have anybody open other than Murphy, which he hadn't been able to progress through in his progressions, and the defense just was able to get to May.
2nd down and 10. Wilkes is going to roll over to the right side. Looking downfield. It is tipped. An excellent play on the ball. That was Will Irvine who stepped in front of that. That's another incompletion for the Warriors, but credit that to Will Irvine with the excellent tip.
Solid play on the defense. They were able to get pressure on Wilkes as well. So now we've seen 3 passes from the Warriors, and there's been 3 incompletions. So we'll continue to see that ball hand off to Allison. We'll continue to see Wilkes run the ball and their additional running backs.
Five minutes and 14 seconds left.
Third
About
down and 10.
6 seconds left on the play clock. Gets it off in time. Wilkes is going to roll
out once again.
And he's going to be, they still brought him down. Brought about the 48-yard line.
Carter Cranford made the initial contact, and then Corbin Cox was able to follow up and get Wilkes down, which will make it 4th down and 4 yards with 4:53 remaining. And it looks like Warriors will bring the punt team on. Be interesting to see if they. Looks like Wilkes stayed on the field. I haven't noticed if he stayed on in the previous punts, but he kind of looked as if he was going to come off and then stayed. So would keep an eye on Wilkes on this play. 3, 2, 1.
It looks like they're trying to draw the Longhorns off sides. Good discipline by the Longhorns.
Yeah, I noticed Wilkes wasn't. He looked uncomfortable staying out in punt formation. He went to come off, and it looked like the coach told him to stay, which made you wonder if there was a trick play in the bag or if they were just trying to draw him offside. But great job by the Longhorn defense.
Let's take a couple of minutes to thank a few more of our sponsors. I'd like to thank the Overman Legal Group. The Overman Legal Group wishes all the student athletes a safe and successful season. Visit overmanlegal.com to see why Overman Legal is Oklahoma's top-rated law firm. Go Longhorns! And the Jones Assembly of God. At Jones Assembly of God, our goal is to connect you to others, to God, and to your purpose. Join us Sundays at 11 a.m. and make the connection. As always, we always want to recognize the great efforts of Jones alumni. Sean Shaw Jr. made a touchdown catch for the Iowa State Cyclones in their victory over the Texas Longhorns.
It was a great game. Great game today.
Another good kick by DuBois. It's going to bounce, get down about the 5.5-yard line.
Special teams player of the week right there. This guy, the way that he's kicked the ball, have been very impressive, both punting and kicking. Now, the last time that DuBois had this big long punt, Trey Durrell hit another 48-yarder to match it. So we'll see if we can score. If not, if Durrell can pin them inside their own 5.
Talked to Coach Martin this afternoon. We were getting some stuff out of the press box before they left Jones, and said he got to talk to Shaw at the on FaceTime this morning from the Iowa State locker room this morning, and he was really excited to see Shaw get that touchdown catch. Elijah Reed going to get up too close to the 10-yard line. Give the Longhorns a little bit of extra breathing room. Looks like we got an official timeout.
Be a 4-yard gain for Reed, so that'll make it 2nd and 6.
4 minutes left here in this open quarter, and there's going to be a timeout. We will take a timeout this time. This is the OSSA presentation of Oklahoma High School football. Welcome back. 2nd down and 6 upcoming for the Longhorns. May gets a shotgun snap, passes over to Caden Carl, makes his move over to the right, going to get spun around, but not before he gets the first down. It's going to be a
Great play by
big
Carl.
first down.
Excellent job by Carl of knowing where the chains were and able to get there to move the chains forward, give you a fresh set of downs, and get out of your own end zone.
7-yard gain. Clock continues to run. 3 minutes, 43 seconds left until halftime. Longhorns ahead, 8-7. With the Longhorns receiving the opening kick, the Warriors will get it after the break. Elijah Reed.
Ball's on the ground, and the Warriors will have it.
And it looks like there's going to be a flag. It looks like there will be a sideline.
No, I think it's going to be on number 66.
You think so?
I think that Jonathan Dolan did not realize that the ball was picked up while the runner was on the ground, and he pushed the runner afterwards and knocked him down. I think they're going to call a late hit, even though it's probably unintentional.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the Longhorns.
Yeah, that's a tough call on Dolan. He saw that the Warriors player was up running with it. I think he didn't realize that he'd already been down and just kind of shoved him and pushed him rolling. The side judge saw it and kind of threw the flag late. So with 3:21, with that penalty, that moves the Warriors inside the Longhorn 20 and into the red zone.
Timeout called by the Warriors. I believe that's going to be their last timeout of the half. We'll keep it here in these last few minutes. Obviously, your number one goal is to stop the Warriors right here, this deep in the Longhorn territory. If you hold them, from what I've seen of their kicker's leg, this is in his field goal range, and but obviously it's a bad situation that the Longhorns have been put into. They responded last time there was a turnover.
Certainly, and we talk about it every single game, is that turnovers. You know, your offense can be doing great and you can be moving the ball up and down the field, but if you have turnovers, they can kill you at the end of the game. And right now, the Warriors are up 2-0 on the turnovers. So we'll see if they capitalize here, if the Longhorns can hold. Wilkes drops and fakes a pass. Has a lane.
Whole herd of Longhorns on that stop. Second down upcoming for the Warriors.
We've got a 3-yard gain on the play.
Ball spot about the 10-yard line.
Second down along 7.
Call this second 7 upcoming for the Warriors. 2 receiver set.
And Allison on the outside.
Good pursuit. And we do have a flag thrown there.
The timing of the throw makes you want to think that it's probably going to be holding.
And that is the case. That's a welcome relief for the Longhorns to back the Warriors up a little bit there.
Certainly, that's important. Hoping that the Longhorns can hold the Warriors where they're at. You know that they have a kicker. So back him up a few more yards, kind of makes that field goal a little bit extra longer. Extra longer. Yes. Yes.
Second and 17 now for the Warriors. He's going to roll left. Pressure. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to fall incomplete.
T.J. Thompson was able to come through there on like a delayed blitz and hit Wilkes. He's able to make that ball flutter up in the air like a dead duck.
Absolutely.
Almost duck season, isn't it?
I believe so. A big 3rd down and 17 upcoming for the Warriors. 3 receivers on the left side. Wilkes going to pass immediately, setting up the screen. That's caught. He's dancing around. He's going to get brought down well short of the 1st down.
It's a solid play by the Longhorn defense. As number 3, Kobe Scott, was able to catch the ball and dance his way all the way across the opposite side of the field, but just couldn't get more than just a couple yards, which is solid play for the Longhorns. And you'll see DeBow come on, and we'll see if he can put one through the uprights.
It'll be about a 35-yard field goal from the right hash.
Ball is near the 17-yard line. Hayden DuBois on for a 35-yard field goal attempt.
Get timeout. It'll be their last time out of the half. The Washington Warriors.
And we will keep it here as we wait. So we got about a minute and 10 seconds left.
We know DuBois has a leg.
Absolutely.
We've seen it multiple times tonight, punting, kicking. He made his first extra point, so we'll see if he can put a 35-yarder through. You know, the wind is blowing a little bit out of the north, so if he adjusts for that, if the Longhorns can get their hands up, because even on DuBois' kickoffs, they've been really low, kind of line drive kicks. So we'll see if he's able to get it in the air, or if the Longhorns can kind of get their hands up, and also at the same time be cautiously aware that there could be a fake.
DuBois will be kicking towards the Warrior Indoor Practice Facility. Nice facilities here in Washington. Not many 2A schools have an indoor practice facility for their football program. That's where DuBois will be kicking towards here.
Wilkes is the holder.
Ball is down. The kick is up. Got plenty of length. And the kick is good.
1:04 remaining in the half. And the Washington Warriors have taken the lead. 10-8. That was a kick. He had plenty of height.
Absolutely.
I think we talked about his low line drives, but that one went all the way over the uprights.
But for the circumstances, you got to be happy only getting 3 points out of that. When your opponent takes the ball over at the 13-yard line, they can only get 3 points after 2 critical turnovers.
No doubt. I think that going in at halftime, that is the one area of attention that the Longhorn offense is going to have to really focus on is keeping possession of the ball. You know, but they haven't been interceptions. They've both been fumbles. So just not playing loose with the ball, dropping it on the ground. I guess, you know, the first one was with May trying to escape, was able to they hit his hand, he dropped the ball. The last one was Reed. You know, your 2 most prolific offensive weapons are the ones that have put the ball on the ground. I would expect them to respond in either on this drive or in the second half with some more points.
Speaking of, Elijah Reed is the deep man here. You've got Caden Carl lined up at about the 15 and Emmett Murphy lined up on the 10 on the right and left hash, respectively. DuBois makes his approach. Another line drive kick. That one will go into the end zone for a touchback. And so the Longhorns will get the ball. 1st and 10 with 1:04 left.
Reed was kind of testing his luck there. He was kind of watching it come down, and it hit like almost right on the goal line. Fortunately, he got the forward bounce and the back bounce, but he kind of stood there and watched it. After the first 2 kicks, I don't know if I would have been as scared to catch it. I probably would have came up and caught it, took off running, knowing that ball was probably going to bounce back to the 5-yard line.
You do have a 4-receiver set here for the Longhorns. Carson May's pass is complete to Ty Tucker, but it's well under the first down, and so the clock will continue to run. 52 seconds left. The Longhorns do have 1 timeout left.
It's almost one of those passes that you kind of wish you would have dropped just to stop the clock. It's only a couple-yard gain.
Trips right. Look for the screen to Carl here. Let's see. No, May's going to keep it. Bring his shoulder down.
He's going to stay in bounds. The
Stays
clock
in
will
bounds.
continue
30
to run.
seconds left.
Looks like May's slow to get up on the sidelines.
And that is not what you want to see.
Be an injury timeout.
Yeah. Carson May led with the shoulder. And so that's official timeout while they're over on the side. It will be a 3rd down. They're going to start the clock, and that's going to take us to halftime.
May was able to get up and walk off. He's a little gimpy, but he will make it into the locker room, and we'll see when he comes out in the second half if he's able to make a go of it.
So the clock has been set to 20 minutes. It's about 7:59 here. We will be back with you at about 8:15. This is the Jones Journal broadcast of Oklahoma High School football, brought to you by the OSSAA. We'll thank our sponsors, and we'll go from there. Welcome back to the OSSAA presentation of Oklahoma High School football. This is the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football. Here with some first half stats for the Jones Longhorns: 112 rushing yards, 109 passing yards, total for 221. With the Washington Warriors, 97 yards on the ground, 3 through the air for an even 100. But I really feel like we need to add the turnover column to this category because that's really the difference here, Chris.
Certainly. If you look at those stats, you would assume that the Jones Longhorns are well in control of this game, with having over doubled the Washington Warriors yardage. But the 2 turnovers have been critical to the Jones Longhorns, where the Washington Warriors have not put the ball on the ground, haven't thrown any interceptions. They've only completed 1 pass, but they've only attempted 5. So it's just been those 2 turnovers. One of them didn't result in any points. The other one resulted in a field goal. But it's not only that they resulted in points for the Warriors, it's that they took away scoring opportunities for the Longhorns, where they were certainly on one. They were driving down the field inside Warrior territory when Carson May fumbled the ball. That could have easily resulted in some points and totally changed the dynamic of this game.
Oh, absolutely. With this, the penalties and the turnovers are just something you cannot afford at this stage in the playoffs, and so it'll be interesting to see how the Longhorns will react. We'll see as we got about 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on the halftime clock, so I expect we'll see both teams come out pretty soon, and we will see how Carson May, if he will be favoring that ankle at all, or if what he will do there, because that will certainly changes the outlook if Carson May is not able to make it out there.
Yeah, he was a little slow making his way off the field, kind of the last one into the locker room as he kind of walked away with the trainer kind of talking. Wasn't receiving any assistance, but still kind of a little gimpy. We'll see how he comes out. I'm sure they went in. They probably took off whatever ankle brace or tape he had, retape it up, see if he can put a little bit of pressure on it, cut on it, and see if he's a go. If not, then we'll look to see the backup quarterback, or with the way that Elijah Reed's been running the ball, may even see a kind of a wildcat dual option type of running backs. But as we talk about that, and I know our fans can't see it at home, the Longhorns have come out of the facility, and May kind of came jogging out onto the field. So it looks like he will, at the very least, try to give it a go. He doesn't seem to be having any type of limp or anything currently, but we'll wait and see what happens once he gets out on the field and makes a few cuts.
Yeah, it's out there passing the ball to Clayton Creasy.
And Creasy would be the backup if May is unable to make a go of it the second half.
The Warriors will get the ball to open up this third quarter, and quite frankly, I'm a little bit shocked looking at it. It's one of those things that the stats can oftentimes be deceptive, but the 3 yards passing does not shock me because we saw the one completion that was just about it.
Yeah, at one point in the game they were 0 for 4 passing, so their last pass was their only completion of the game.
But 97 rushing yards, and their quarterback is leading the way with those 97 yards. You gotta love the balance that the Longhorns are showing here. 112, 109, can't get much more balance than that. And but once again, those turnovers are going to be extremely costly, and we'll see how the Longhorns respond and secure the ball.
And they're able to maintain that balance because they were able to establish. We talked about it. Establish the run early. They're able to hand the ball off to Elijah Reed. He was getting 4 or 5, 6 yards a pop. Had a couple longer runs that were 10, 15. I think he had one 30-plus yard run that he was able to kind of get out. And they have to honor that. They had to bring the Warriors brought some guys up into the box. They had pretty much 8 guys within 5, 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that opened up some passing lanes where Carson May was able to connect on some long passes to Emmett Murphy. So and also I believe they had a couple passes to Trey Durrell and Caden Carl. So it's a balance. The balance is what allows for both of those running and passing games to succeed, and it's something that they'll have to continue in the second half. We mentioned penalties. So as of right now, the Longhorns have done a fairly good job. Outside of the one, they had a one late hit penalty on a turnover that kind of put the Longhorns in some difficult field position. Probably one that you'd like to have back, but was also a pretty fairly honest mistake. I felt like on the defense or on the offensive player making a tackle after what they call a late hit. But other than that, you have 3 penalties for 35 yards. So take out that 15-2 for 20. It's definitely a more disciplined game than what we saw last week. I hope to kind of see that if they finish with 4 or 5 penalties tonight, that I would think that Coach would consider that to be a success.
You would think so. Got about a minute left till we get rolling here in this third quarter. And with the number of rushes that the Warriors have taken, this is a pretty quick moving game. I mean, we're sitting at 8:22. We're about to kick off the third quarter, and so
and both teams have done a pretty much a run dominant game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that the Longhorns have rushed the ball 20 times. The Warriors have rushed the ball 16 times. That's 36 plays on the ground. We've had games earlier in the year where Carson May passed the ball for 30, 40 times a game.
Yes.
So tonight, he's 9 completions on 12 attempts. So if he doubles that, you're looking at 24 attempts on the game. We've had somewhere, I think he had 51 attempts in one game, if I'm not mistaken. It's just that it's been definitely a quick game with the ball staying on the ground.
The Warriors have made their way out into the field. I want to thank Go Wireless, Oklahoma's premier wireless internet. Check out their website at go-wireless.us. Go Wireless says Go Longhorns. And of course, we'd like to thank Bank First. The Jones Journal invites all our listeners to stop by your local Bank First to check out their incredibly low interest rates and all the benefits of the loyalty checking account. Bank First, loyal to the Longhorns, loyal to you. Nate Veers makes his approach. It's going to be a high, fielded about the 10-yard line. And brought up to about the 40.
It's a solid return by number 26. So solid field position for the Washington Warriors as they come out on this opening drive of the second half. Be incredibly important for the Longhorn defense to hold the Washington Warriors on this possession and let the Longhorn offense have the opportunity to take the lead.
All right, and I apologize. Looks like we have some issues with our camera.
Allison's going to take the handoff, and he's going to break free off to the side. He's over into Jones Longhorn territory, almost over to the 35-yard line. That'll be about a 24-yard run for Allison. It looked like he took the handoff right off tackle and was able to cut it back across, and there wasn't a Longhorn defender within 5 to 10 yards. But once he was able to kind of accelerate to full speed, he was able to bust through a couple tackles and make it for the 25, 26-yard run rush. Snap to Wilkes, and he'll take the ball straight. And he is met by Caden Carl. A gain of 2 on the play. And make it 2nd down and 8 at the 35-yard line.
And we apologize for the camera freeze that we had, but we should be
Wilkes
good to
and
go
Allison.
Wilkes
keeps
there's the late
ball.
pitch. That was a little wrinkle we haven't seen yet.
It's a solid play by Will Irvine to kind of force Wilkes to pitch that ball after he did it's kind of a triple option thing that, pulled the ball from Allison, who we thought would get the ball, kind of runs that option out, did a late pitch, and it was a solid job by Irvine of corralling the tailback on that play.
He's back to pass. Hit right as he
He's got
throws it, but he does have a receiver open, and that's going to be a touchdown.
That's Kobe Scott. It's a 37-yard touchdown pass from Wilkes to Scott. And that'll put the Warriors up 16-8, pending an extra point.
And give pressure to Wilkes. The pressure was coming, and he was able to get that away.
Yeah, Dylan Carpenter was coming in off the side and got a little hit on him right as he got it away, but Wilkes was able to get it out, and the ball was perfectly placed to Scott and hit him in stride, and he was able to dance on into the end zone, making the score 17-8 with 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Washington leading the Jones Longhorns.
We're still extremely early in this third quarter, but this is an absolute must that the Longhorns need to get something on this drive to establish a little bit of momentum, move forward there, make some second half adjustments, and this will be pivotal here.
And you saw the second half adjustments by the Washington Warriors. There was the triple option, which we hadn't seen in the first half, and then this deep pass, which is something that, as we talked about at halftime, the Washington Warriors were 1 for 5 on passing for 3 yards. And then that pass right there was a completion.
Tenfold.
Right, exactly. So they're 1 for 1 in the second half for 37 yards and a touchdown. So we'll see what if the Longhorns can answer. Elijah Reed will be back deep. His feet on the goal line. Back flanked by Caden Carl and Emmett Murphy. About the 10-yard line on each side.
DuBois makes his approach. Another high kick, fielded by Reed in the end zone. Touchback. The Longhorns will take over at the 20-yard line.
Another great kick by DuBois.
And so let's see what the Longhorns decide to do here to respond. There's still a lot of time left in this game, so we don't have to get it all back on this drive, but you'd like to see them able to move the ball down the field and score in this situation.
Certainly. Carson May comes back out at quarterback. You would probably expect to see him probably run the ball a little bit less this half, as we know that his ankle is a little bit tender. We'll hand it off to Elijah Reed, who has an open spot.
Space. He's got that.
He's got a blocker.
Reed gets tripped up. They're going to spot him down at about the 42-yard line. That is a bank first down for Elijah Reed.
A 38-yard run.
Puts him over 100 yards for the game.
Certainly. Wilkes makes a 37-yard pass. Elijah Reed says, I'll see that and have a 38-yard run. As the Longhorns move into Washington territory at the 43-yard line. A fresh set of downs with 9:30 remaining in the quarter.
2 receivers on the left-hand side, 1 receiver right. Elijah Reed goes in motion to left. May got a good pass out to Trey Durrell, just past the sticks. That's going to be a first down, a bank first down, and a good pass.
Great 10-yard out by Durrell. Would expect to see more of that this half. Your 5, 6, 10-yard outs where Carson are more timing plays where he can pick what side he's going to throw it to, throw before that receiver makes a cut, and let your receiver catch the ball, get out of bounds. Which, once you do that, it'll draw your corners up, and then you'll open the field for some deeper passes.
Get pass or handed for Reed. He's going to be stopped about the 31-yard line. bring up second down.
No gain on the play. The line of scrimmage is the 31-yard line. Second down, 10.
Line to gains, the 21-yard line. Call this second down and 10, coming for the Longhorns. A 4-receiver set. May. Quick pass that's tipped in the air, and Durrell not able to come down with it.
A little too hot. So, a little high for Durrell. But he was open, was able. I mean, those are passes that will continue to be open throughout the night. As if May can bring that pass down a little bit and Durrell bring it in.
Reed will line up on the left side on the three receiver set on the left. It's going to be another incomplete pass over to Durrell on that right side. 4th and 10.
Longhorn offense will stay on the field. We'll see if they choose to do be a timeout. Longhorns. They'll spend their first timeout of the half with 8:35 remaining in the quarter. The Warriors leading 17-8 over the Jones Longhorns here in Washington, Oklahoma.
We'll take a break as well. Welcome back to the 4th down attempt for the Longhorns. Now, look at Carson May is lined up in the shotgun. They are going to go for this. There's a throw to Carl that's too tall, and the Warriors will take over on downs.
He had Carl open. I think May just got a little excited. He saw a rush come off the end. You know, on those plays, he's got to stand in, kind of step forward. Be willing to kind of take a hit on that one and throw a smooth pass to Carl. If she would have caught that and it would have been a first down. Makes you kind of wonder if May's ankle is kind of in the back of his mind on those plays.
Mm-hmm. They've been a little tall on a couple of those incompletions there towards the latter part of that drive.
Back to the ground with Allison.
And he's going to get smothered. They said his forward progress was stopped at about the 28. Still going to be a loss of a couple.
Braden Martin was able to come up and kind of dove at his legs and kind of held him up for a second, slowed him down, and number 18, that's Carter Cranford, was able to clean up the play and take him down and drive him back about 5 or 6 yards, but forward progress was stopped. 2nd down and 13.
Trips left for the Warriors. Wilkes is going to roll left. He's going to go out. What a great play with Ty Tucker jumping up and batting that ball down.
Great job by Ty Tucker. Once he realized that he wasn't going to get to Wilkes, and Wilkes kind of set back to pass the ball, he kind of jumped up, got his hands in the air, and was able to bat the ball down. And you can see after that 37-yard passing touchdown, the Longhorns are showing a little more respect to Wilkes' arm. The free safety and strong safety are rather than being 6 to 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, they've honored that and moved back 8-9 yards away now, kind of showing Wilkes a little more respect.
Third down and long for the Warriors. Wilkes is going to keep it. He's got the first down. And the Longhorns were trying to strip the ball. He stayed up for a while, bring it all the way down to the Longhorn 40-yard line.
Yeah, and you got to give Wilkes credit because they were doing everything in their power to rip that ball out, and he was able to hold on to it and gain, another 4, 5, 6 yards.
27-yard pickup on the play by Wilkes.
So that'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line in the Jones Longhorns territory.
Wilkes,
Allison again.
Hands off to Allison.
I think we'll continue to see a steady dose of Allison and Wilkes running the ball. I mean, outside of the one long pass, that's been the recipe tonight. And, with the score 17-8, they'll continue to do that, run the clock, and see if they can continue to push forward and get a first down here and there and play field possession game.
Second down and 6.
Wilkes off the side.
Gets tripped up. Brought down about the 30.
Just going to be about a half a yard short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and short one.
Just short of a first down. 3rd down and 1 from the 30.
I would see, wouldn't be surprised to see Wilkes maybe take a shot deep again with 3rd and 1, knowing that on 4th down you have a short yardage to go. Looks like they'll keep it on the ground to Allison, and he will get the first down. Ty Tucker on the tackle, but not before Allison is able to get the first down on the 27-yard line. First down and 10 for the Washington Warriors.
Approaching the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Allison lined up in a pistol. Got Sanchez going in motion. Wilkes. And that he's got a lot of room on that left side. Good play by Irvine to catch up with him.
Another solid play by Will Irvine. We called his name several times tonight for the defense.
If he's able to get past that, he could have gone all the way, and so a potential touchdown-saving tackle there. We have 2nd down and 8 for the Warriors.
See another handoff to Allison, I assume, on this play. No, Irvine's going to just straight keep off the side, and Ty Tucker's there.
Will on the carry, stacked up. Leading tackler on the play, number 9. Tucker on the 26, number 30, Corbin Cox.
Yeah, Tucker, Corbin Cox, and Cameron Estrada on the tackle for no gain, making it 3rd down and a long 7.
And this is where the legs of Wilkes really hurt the Longhorns in some of these situations. 3 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
Certainly, you have to honor Wilkes' legs at all times, and then Allison is just adds another dimension to their game.
And he is going to get brought down well short of the first down.
Number 10, Max Wynn. Solid play by the defensive end on that tackle. Was able to rush a couple yards upfield, but then realized that Wilkes was going to try to scramble, drop back, and was able to get a hold of the jersey and pull him down. And we will see if Du Bois can put another 3 points on the board for the Washington Warriors.
42-yard field goal.
Now,
31, Peyton
it was one of our YouTube commenters pointed out, they line up pretty short there. So look for Ty Tucker on the left side. They try to come in for a block. And Du Bois makes it again.
That was a 43-yard field goal, and he had another 10 to 15 yards easy on that. Very impressive kick by Du Bois.
Keeps it a two-possession game. And so the Longhorns trail 17-8. Still about
20 to
3 minutes
8 now.
left. 20 to 8,
Yep.
excuse me. And so the 12-point deficit here for the Longhorns. And you'd like to see some points on this drive, Chris.
Right, and you know, the extra point there on that play that makes it, or the field goal that makes it a 12-point game. But the Longhorns don't typically kick field goals, so in order to get the lead, you're going to have to score 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
It makes really effectively no change to the game plan for the Longhorns. They were going to have to score 2 touchdowns likely already. It just makes the score a little bit different at the end of the game if they're able to put 2 on the board.
Du Bois
Elijah Reed
makes
beating the
his
end zone.
approach.
This one will be short and returnable.
Reed has it.
He's got it.
He's got a seam. Still on his feet.
And
And
out of
they're gonna
bounds.
be brought out of bounds.
The kicker makes the tackle at the 49-yard line of the Jones Longhorns. Well, say he ran Reed out of bounds. So we know that Elijah Reed's dangerous.
If you're going to mount a comeback, that's a great way to start.
I'm sure on the Washington Warriors scouting report, on a punts and kickoff returns, I'm sure that the coaches had on it, do not kick the ball to 8, because he is dangerous once he gets the ball in his hands. So you can see that when Elijah Reed can get into open space, he can make some plays happen. We'll look to see if he continues to do that here as a running back.
Mays to pass again. It's deflected. And that was a dangerous sequence right there for the Longhorns. Luckily, it fell incomplete.
Yeah, number 14, Jaden Sanchez, had dropped back as that Mike linebacker and was just kind of reading, Carson May's eyes the entire time. He didn't look away at all and was just right there. Had he brought that down, it would have been close to being a pick 6 because there really wasn't anybody to stop him.
Reed fall forward to about the 48-yard line. Gain to go is the 41.
3.5, 4-yard gain, making it 3rd down and 7. This play will put us right inside 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Reed gets up to about the 44-yard line.
It's going to be a 3.5-yard gain, 4-yard gain right at it. It's making it 4th down and a long 3. Here's the punt team. We'll jog onto the field, or the spread formation punt team with May staying in the backfield to pooch this ball away, possibly.
Three seconds left on the play clock. May. End over end kick. That will take a Longhorn bounce. About
the 8-yard line.
8-yard line. Well, let's take a few moments to thank a few more of our sponsors. The Jones Kiwanis Club invites you to the inaugural Christmas tree lighting on Saturday, November 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Beatty Mulhausen Park. Help us welcome in the Christmas season with caroling, hot chocolate, cookies, and more. Masks are encouraged. That is the Jones Kiwanis Club. Should be a good event tomorrow night. Come out between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. To hopefully a new tradition.
Certainly, we'd like to thank the Kiwanis Club for putting this together. Seems to be like it'll be a great event and something that we can continue each year.
Absolutely. Handoff up the middle.
Schultz on the carry. Tagged up by the Longhorns.
Getting about 12.
And that was number 13, Kilton Schultz on the carry. I think that's his first carry of the night.
Gain of 4 on the play. Pick up a 5 yards actually on the play. Second down 5.
Sanchez in motion. There's Allison.
Allison on the carry. Penalty flags on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Talking to Coach Martin. Got a hold on the Warriors. Gonna push them back a little. 23 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Inside the 5, 4-yard line. Second down 14.
They'll make it 2nd and 14. The Warriors can just let this clock go all the way down. It looks like that is what they will elect to do. And so we will go into the fourth quarter with the Washington Warriors leading the Jones Longhorns 20-8. This is the OSSAA presentation of Jones High School football. This is the Jones Journal broadcast. We will go to commercial and be right back for the fourth quarter. Welcome back. So we get ready for the fourth quarter to start here at the stadium in Washington, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the some of the stats.
Yeah, it looks like I think we were at 211 yards versus to 100 even yards in the first half, and I think now we're at 277 yards total offense for the Longhorns, so we gained about 66 yards. Washington Warriors, though, on the other hand, have doubled their yards. They're at 202 yards, 37 on that one touchdown pass, but the rest of it's all been on the ground, and they continue to just kind of chip away with Wilkes and Allison.
Wilkes is inching in on 100 yards and 13 carries for 98 yards, and of course the long touchdown.
He's averaging 7.5 yards a carry. He's had a couple long runs, so it kind of skews it, but he's certainly been a threat with his feet more so than his arms, other than the one pass, but something the Longhorns have to corral.
Wilkes, he will keep this one. Brought down. Bring up third down and long.
Make it third and about 7 yards.
The ball is near the 13.
Like, let's see Wilkes and Allison keep this on the ground once again. And he's dropped back to pass, and he's going deep.
That is almost picked off by the Longhorns.
Carter Cranford on the defense on that play, and almost had the interception. Solid play by the defense, a way to hold. And we'll see Du Bois punt this away.
The ball is on the 12-yard line. Fourth down, 6 on the punt with the 31 taking the ball.
Du Bois standing on his own goal line.
In punt formation.
So the Longhorns line up for the return with Elijah Reed back deep.
Reed
And
will
a
be able to turn this one.
Incredibly high punt.
Well, it gets a couple of yards. Still going to be excellent field position for the Longhorns, but once again, very rarely in a playoff game do you say a kicker is one of the biggest weapons for a team, but you can't deny that.
No, he's the impact player tonight on the game. The hang time that he had on that punt, he punted it so high that it allowed his entire team to get down the field. Once Elijah Reed got the ball, he had nowhere to go, but backwards a yard. So, I mean, he has been definitely the spotlight player along with Wilkes and his running attack. But if not for Du Bois, I think this game will be completely different.
Elijah Reed, the right side, gets up to about the 46-yard line.
It'll be a 7-yard gain. It looks like Reed will be down on the play.
5 yards.
That is definitely not what you want to see. And while they take a look at that, we're going to take a quick break here on the Jones Journal broadcast. We're back. Elijah Reed able to walk off the field in his own power. He is going to sit this next play out.
Xavier Zachary will come in.
Trips left, one right. Zachary lined up to the right of Carson May.
May drops back. He's looking.
He's got
Durrell over on the side. He's able to bring it in. Oh, he drops it.
Bring up third down. Reed comes back in for the Longhorns.
Bring up third down and 5 for the Longhorns. I think this is a possession that they're really going to need to put some points on the board to keep this game within striking distance as we get further and further into the fourth quarter.
Caden Carl goes into motion. And that is...
Looks like we had a timeout by the Longhorns over on the far sideline. That's a tough call because Durrell, even though he's a little bit kind of gimpy, he's running a slant route and he was wide open right across the middle. If Carson May would have seen him, that would have been an easy first down.
Let's take a few moments to thank a few more of our sponsors. The Overman Legal Group wishes all the student athletes a safe and successful season. Visit overmanlegal.com to see why Overman Legal is Oklahoma's top-rated law firm. Go Longhorns. And the Jones Assembly of God. At the Jones Assembly of God, our goal is to connect you to others, to God, and to your purpose. Join us Sundays at 11 a.m. and make the connection. That's the Jones Assembly of God. A big third down upcoming for the Longhorns. The Warrior faithful making quite a bit of noise here. May. To set up the screen to Elijah Reed. He's got it with some room. Follows his Broncos to the left-hand side.
He's got it.
Reed makes his man miss. He's caught from behind, and that was just what the doctor ordered. That's a bank first down.
Excellent job by Carson May. I think we spoke just a few minutes ago on that previous drive on that fourth down play where he kind of fell away, didn't stand in and take that hit and deliver a straight pass to Caden Carl whenever he was wide open. On that one, he did exactly what we mentioned. He stood in there as absolutely long as he could, took the hit, was able to dump it off to Elijah Reed, and Reed, did his magic and got the ball inside the 10-yard line and put the Longhorns in great scoring position.
Xavier Zachary still moving. After Reed got a one-play breather, he's going to come back in there. That was a 5-yard gain from Zachary. Pretty good job for the young runner.
Great job by Zachary. I mean, that's exactly what we need him to do.
Reed
Carson May. Not able to do much on that play. It's kind of in my opinion, kind of a surprising call, knowing that May's ankle's not 100%, and knowing that how he usually moves the pile is, he's able to use his strength. Surprised to see May doing a quarterback sneak with 5 yards out. We'll see this with Elijah Reed dancing around, falling forward into the end zone for
That is a Longhorn touchdown. A bank first touchdown from Elijah Reed. And taking a look at that ends a 20-point run by the Warriors. And it's a welcome sight for the Longhorns.
It gives the Longhorns life. I mean, that's exactly what we need. We spoke about is how, it was a 2-possession game prior to the 43-yard kick by Du Bois. So we knew that it was a 2-possession game. It was just getting points on the board. This will allow the Longhorns to flip and get a 2-point conversion and make the score 20-16.
20-16.
So you still need a touchdown to take the lead, which was no different than prior to that field goal from Du Bois. So the Longhorns are in great position where they needed to drive down the field, put some points on the board, and now we're going. Veer's going to kick it away and put the ball in the Longhorn defense's court.
What you don't want here is you don't want a big return from the Warriors. That's what we saw the last time the Longhorns kicked off. And then at that point, you've got to see. I'd expect the Washington Warriors are set up to try to grind this out, and so you've got to get them down. Don't let them get past the chains, and that's going to be the key here, because the last thing you want to see is a 7 or 8 minute drive.
Certainly.
Which the Warriors are capable of doing. Fears is that it falls down on it at the 36-yard line.
Still pretty good field position for the Washington Warriors, but by doing that kick, you eliminated the opportunity for the Warriors to have any type of big return.
Yeah, and it takes away that momentum.
Yep.
That you can absolutely feel that on the sidelines and the stands.
The Longhorn crowd made a travel down from Jones tonight, which is a solid contingent. They're getting a little bit rowdy on the sidelines, cheering on the defense as Wilkes keeps the ball.
Second and 1.
Looks like the fours on each team were wrestling around a little bit after the play, but no flags. Wilkes and Allison in the backfield. And they will give it to Allison.
Oh,
Ball's on the ground!
The ball's on the ground!
The ball is still loose, and it... Longhorns have it!
Longhorns have it! And that is a baked for Kiwanis Club turnover! The
Cameron
Longhorns
Sweat
have the
on the
ball.
recovery. Cameron Sweat on the recovery. And you just have to, give credit to the Longhorn defense. They've been trying to strip the ball out all night. That's some of the plays they've given up, 7, 8 additional yards trying to get a strip. And on this time, Allison, has the ball stripped out of his hands. The ball kind of fumbles forward. Cameron Sweat dives in, a big pile, and it's just a wrestling match at the bottom. Sweat's able to come up with it and give the Longhorns the momentum that they needed here in the fourth quarter.
Here in the fourth quarter, 7 minutes and 43 seconds left. The Jones Longhorns have the ball at their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Reed goes in motion. Reed gets it on the left side.
Solid play by number 4, Jackson Sanchez. He's able to kind of shake the wide receiver that was kind of doing the block on him. I think it was looked like Emmett Murphy was blocking him. He was able to shake him off, come forward, and tackle Elijah Reed for a 2-yard loss.
Clock continues to run. 7 minutes and 11 seconds left. Carson May.
He's got Caden Carl deep. Carl has the ball.
Turn that horn loose. Touchdown, Longhorns! That is a bank first touchdown, and the Longhorns take the lead here in the fourth quarter. What a turn of events.
53-yard pass from Carson May to Caden Carl, which we talked about all night, how the running game opens up the passing game. As we continue to see Elijah Reed get the ball on that tackle for loss, you see the Warrior defense continue to step forward and come closer to the line. They're playing one-on-one. Carl was able just to beat his man, and Carson May made a perfect pass in which Caden Carl was able to bring in and take it to the house.
Longhorns lining up to go for 2. Reed goes in motion. May has it. He's going to get brought down. So that leaves the score. Longhorns 22, Warriors 20. 6 minutes and 58 seconds left.
And normally in high school football we don't talk about this, but the failure of getting that 2-point conversion leaves open the door of Du Bois kicking a field goal. That's normally not even a consideration. You don't talk about field goal kickers kicking long field goals, but we've seen tonight Du Bois kick 2 incredibly long field goals.
We do want to stay with our software that brings in the score. It's showing that as a final. It is in fact not a final. The Longhorns are ahead of the Warriors 22 to 20. And we'll be kicking off here.
And the score is also incorrect as the Longhorns are leading 22 to 20 as Veers kicks the ball.
It's
a long
it does come out of bounds.
Rolling kickoff that rolls out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, so tough break for the Longhorns, but still it keeps the ball out of the return man's hands, puts the ball at the 35-yard line where the Washington Warriors will take over 1st and 10 in in their own territory.
Now, last time, we just said we wanted to get a stop. We wanted to get there. This is obviously the point of the game where the Warriors are going to be pulling out of the stops. And so the rules are still the same. You want to keep them in front of you. Don't let Wilkes get around, find those seams. Hand off to Allison, who's hitting the backfield.
And I will say that Allison, whenever he fumbled the ball, he came off holding his side, like a rib area. He is not in the game.
Yes, you're correct.
So that was number 7 running the ball. Allison now is jogging onto the field. We'll see exactly if the fumble, the injury was a pride injury, or if there's something more to Allison's injury. But he is back on the field with Wilkes in the backfield now.
We got a second down upcoming. Clock continues to run. 6 seconds left on the game or the play clock. Wilkes.
Tucker's wide. Oh, the ball is loose!
The Warriors will pick it up, but that is another huge loss.
Ball is recovered by number 53 for the Washington Warriors. Heads up play by the lineman to realize that Wilkes put the ball on the ground with Ty Tucker running loose in the backfield. That drops the ball back 9 yards, and that will make it 3rd down and 20. So you'd expect to see the Longhorn defensive back play back off the ball, prevent a first down here, probably in a deep zone. Wilkes will take the snap.
Oh!
And the one thing that you can't do is you're playing a deep zone. You know that the pass is going to be a long pass. Number 12, Cameron Sweat, came running forward rather than looking for a deep pass.
And that is, 5 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. The Warriors have taken a 26-22 lead. And it looks like the Warriors have taken a timeout.
You have the ball. I mean, it's 3rd and 20. You know, like we talked about, you just can't let them get behind you. Just keep the defensive backs playing back. You can't let a wide receiver get deep behind you, and that's exactly what happened on that previous play, where Sweat was kind of played back in deep quarters. He saw a receiver kind of up front, kind of came 2 steps forward, and by that time, the damage was done, and you had a receiver turned loose, was able to catch the deep pass from Wilkes, and he was off to the races.
So Wilkes, on the evening, is 3 for 9 for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And one of those passes was a 3-yard completion.
So his other 2 completions are good for 111 yards. Craziness here. It looks like they are going for 2.
They're up by 4 already, so it makes it where a field goal is out of reach. Now they know that the Longhorns go for 2. They rarely kick an extra point, so a touchdown here would put it at 6 point, or the 2-point conversion puts you at 6 points, and it forces Longhorns to either kick the extra point or get the 2-point conversion.
And he's going to be short.
Solid play by the Longhorns. That makes it where a touchdown will put you up without the need for that 2-point conversion. So we'll see Du Bois kick off again, and we'll see the Longhorn offense see if they can answer the score of the Washington Warriors here in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. The Washington Warriors leading 26 and the Jones Longhorns 22.
26-22, 5:24. Longhorns about to receive the ball. Du Bois has been has set the pace this entire evening, and so you'd like to get the ball in Elijah Reed's hands with a chance to return this. no matter what happens here in this last 5 minutes, this has been an exciting fourth quarter.
Certainly, it's been the game that's built up to be. I mean, you're in the state quarterfinals. These are the types of games you expect to see. You expect to see back and forth, knockdown, drag-out fights for a team that wants to make it to the state semifinals.
Du Bois has the ball placed on the left hash.
Elijah Reed on his own goal line to return, flanked by Emmett Murphy and Caden Carl.
Du Bois makes his approach. Extremely high kick. It's
Returnable.
Elijah Reed. Tackled at the 25-yard line.
Decent return by Elijah Reed. Longhorn offense will come onto the field. 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the game. Down by 4.
Now, you don't have to get it all back on one play. And so I'd like to see the Longhorns take their time. Reed, let's note, Reed is not out there right now. Xavier Zachary in the running back.
Hand off to Zachary. He gets a yard and a half, which the Washington sidelines is fired up and yelling for their team.
Reed's going to come back in for 2nd down and 10. Just down the board. It's called a 2nd and 8. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Elijah Reed is lined up on the left. Carson May. Reed goes in motion to the right side.
Got Emmett Murphy on single coverage.
They're at the sticks. That's going to be good for a bank first down. And the Longhorns are moving the ball.
I think that's something that May's going to have to pay attention to as Reed starts out in the backfield and he motions out. The Warrior defense shifts, and whatever side Reed motions away from, it opens up man coverage to the opposite side of the field as they're sliding their safeties over to guard against Reed.
Reed tackled in the backfield. And Reed is not 100% right now. I think he's going to come off and Zachary's going to come back in. A loss of 2.
With Zachary on the field, the defense knows that they're probably going into a passing down, so you can tell that they've changed their coverage.
Got Caden Carl again. He is tripped. Let's see.
Looks like he had incidental coverage, or incidental contact on Carl here. Kind of knocked ankles. Not going to get a flag on that one. And make it 3rd and 12. But with Reed not on the field, it changes your offense into a one-dimensional offense. And you'll see the defensive backs for the Washington Warriors take 2 steps back, honoring Carson May's arm and allowing them to have a little bit better coverage against the wide receivers.
May has the shotgun snap.
He's got Carl.
And that is in to Warrior territory. That's a bank first down. Now you brought up the single coverage on that outside. Emmett Murphy is a matchup nightmare for a lot of schools, but Kobe Scott for the Warriors stands at 6'5", that corner over there, and so he is better equipped to handle Emmett Murphy one-on-one.
We've seen him tonight, so Murphy beat him once earlier. We'll see if that can happen again, but yes, definitely Scott is one of the true players that can. May had to kind of loft that one over the head of Murphy out of bounds and make it 2nd and 10. defensive line got a little extra pressure on that play. See if the offensive line can hold true, give May the time to kind of set back and move through his progressions and make some good passes.
About 14 seconds left on the play clock. Longhorns
Inside 10 seconds.
Only have one timeout left. She's got to move quickly
Inside
here.
5
Trips
seconds.
left. May.
They bring the heat.
Set up the screen to Carl. He's not going to quite get past that second level. Gets about to the 47-yard line.
Going to make it third and about 7 or 8 yards. So inside 3 minutes remaining in the game. You would expect this is, I mean, you're in 2-down territory. You only have one timeout. A turnover effectively allows Washington Redskins to run the clock out, or Washington Warriors.
The Washington football team.
Right, then what the national football team. And
that's too tall. And
May kind of couldn't keep the ball in bounds. It kind of drifted on him out of bounds. He had Darrell.
That's a tough pass to make. Not so sure May shouldn't have held on to that. Tried to run for the sticks.
Certainly knowing that you're in 4-down territory, if May could have got 4 to 5 yards on that play, even if he didn't get the full 8, if he would have got 4 to 5 yards, it puts you in a much better position where you can run a short out, short stop. But now you have to get the 8 yards or the ball game is pretty much over. He's got Darrell over the middle. Darrell makes a catch.
What an incredible catch for a bank first down at the 35-yard line. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. When the season's on the line, senior makes a play.
Right. Darrell does not want his season to come to an end here.
Still in that 4-receiver set. Reed lined up. The pressure coming. May gets away, gets that to Murphy, who is, you know what? That's not a horrible play right there. When that pressure was coming like it was, able to get that away, and only a loss of a couple. But if he would have been sacked there, that would have been a disaster.
Right. And, with a minute and a half remaining in the game, sacks are essentially something you can't do. And Washington continues to bring the heat. Caden Carl catches the ball, kind of hit on his plant leg. We can see him hop up. It's going to be right at the first down line, and it looks like they're going to, well, one's moving the sticks and the other one's calling for a measurement. So we'll see what we get. Where the ball was marked, they picked the ball up and tossed it in, so they're going to have to essentially remark it where their best guess is. And they put 1:34 remaining on the clock is what the referee is scheduling, and it's first down.
First down.
Certainly. So Elijah Reed back in the backfield. As we mentioned, not 100%, so we'll see what they choose to do with him. You're in passing situation right now.
Pressure coming. He's going to get brought down.
You got to hustle back. 1:20 remaining in the game. That's a 12-yard sack, or 9-yard sack. So it'll be second down and 19 to go. 1 minute remaining in the game. Now we'd expect to see a little more urgency here on the offense as they move inside of a minute.
Carson May's got some room.
Get out of bounds before you get hit. Solid play by May. Stops the clock, gets out of bounds. And
all of a sudden you've got I'm trying to do the math.
Third and manageable.
Yeah.
Looks like the sticks are kind of confused because they've reset it to first down, but it's not. Looks like the side judge is going to try to talk to them and let them know where they're supposed to be. So it's going to make third down and about 5 yards. But you're in 2-down territory. So, I mean, it's a score or the ball game's over.
Oh,
So you're okay with getting 2, 3, 4 yards on this play. So 49 seconds. May did run out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. We'll start on the snap. Third down.
Durrell
makes the catch. I'm not sure that was a full catch, but be interesting to see if they rule it a catch. If they rule it a catch, it will be the Warriors' ball. But their discussion as to whether or not it's a catch. Unfortunately, in high school, there is no instant replay, and it is a turnover, and that will result with the Warriors having the ball 1st and 10 with 37 seconds remaining in the game. The Longhorns have one timeout and cannot stop the Washington Warriors tonight. The Washington Warriors call a timeout as they begin their celebration, as it will be difficult for the Jones Longhorns to get access to the ball again unless there is some form of fumble on the snap in the victory formation. So, Matt, barring something crazy here in the next 37 seconds, that's going to wrap up the Jones Longhorns seasons for 2020. I think it was something that we didn't even know if we were going to get to play.
Yeah.
So getting to play almost an entirely full season. I think we had one game that we didn't truly get to play. Other than that, it's been an exciting year. 2020 has been crazy. I appreciate the Jones Journal for asking me to participate in the first year of the broadcast for the Jones Journal. I think we had a great year, and the Longhorns had a great year. I think that's, our seniors have done a great job. I think that's, it's always tough to lose and not be in a state championship game. But at the end of the year, there's only one team in the state that doesn't go home defeated. And so we'll say congratulations to the Washington Warriors as they have defeated the Jones Longhorns 26-22 here in Washington, Oklahoma. Congratulations to the Jones Longhorns, their seniors. Their junior class will look to reload and come back again next year.
And we would be remiss if we didn't honor Elijah Reed. What a great game he had for his
a great career.
Yeah, great career. 21 carries for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. His emergence as the primary running back late here in the season has been admirable. Carson May finishes the night 18-29, 213 yards with no TDs through the air.
He had one long bomb.
Had a Caden Carl. Looking at our stats, so Caden Carl had 8 receptions for 107 yards and the one touchdown.
What the decision, or I guess what changed this game was turnovers. We talked about it in the first half. The Longhorns did a great job in the second half of not coughing up the ball until the very last play. It's a tough play. Trey Durrell was visibly distraught walking off the field, incredibly upset with dropping that ball. But, whenever you turn the ball over 3 times, it's going to be tough to beat a number 4 team in the state.
Yes.
Sometimes you can turn the ball over multiple times on teams of less talent. But whenever you're in the state quarterfinals, the turnovers are something that you have to eliminate. And the turnovers are almost what allowed the Longhorns to win this game with that fumble from Allison.
Mm-hmm.
But
you still lose the turnover battle, and so we will. So the screen's going to be blank here for a little bit as our camera crew is taking it off there. So we'll wrap up here. I'd like to thank Jake Lanier doing camera for us for a good portion of the year. Joel Mann is normally nearby us, but because of the limited space we had tonight, he's up on top of the press box. He's our stat man, sending the information down. Tonight, Sarah Boggs was taking pictures out on the field, and so when we do our story here a little bit later on the Jones Journal, the pictures will be from Sarah Boggs. We also want to thank Zoe Tucker for the incredible job she's done all year with the pictures that we've had here in this inaugural season of the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football. I'd like to thank the Kiwanis Club for offering to sponsor these broadcasts, especially as we made it into the playoffs here in the third round, and just everything that is taking place with that. We will be back for basketball season. Look for more information. And as always, if you are interested in sponsoring basketball, we're going to need it. If you haven't heard, there's going to be no in-person attendance through January. And so anything that we can do, so we're going to try to do what we can to have a broadcast crew in there to show you that information. And so that's going to do it here from Washington, Oklahoma, where the Washington Warriors have defeated the Jones Longhorns 26-22, and it will advance to the quarterfinals.
I think they're probably going to, I think we looked earlier, Adair was up pretty comfortably.
So most likely a trip to Adair in Washington's future. And so with that, that will do it for us tonight. We will thank our sponsors one more time before we go through. This has been the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football.